Oh, look, so there's that layer we were talking about that you can see going across the rock, that light-colored one. You said that was a tuff?
Yeah, it's a volcanic ash layer, but we call it tuff. And right there I'm looking at it to see, actually I'm looking at it to see if it is a tuff, because you can see glass shards with a hand lens, and that's how you know if it's tough.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm asking you about there. So a tuff would have been basically lava that would have exploded from a volcano and been like ash and fallen over the landscape?
Yes.
It feels really, yeah, I can feeling it. I remember how like gritty and soft it felt.
Yeah, it's just blowing away. It's powdery. But they either fall as airfall or they come in through rivers. And I think that I'm trying to figure out here if it was brought in by a river.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm asking you about with the hands there.
Yeah. And yeah, here I'm showing you the different layers or laminations of the different minerals in this tuff.
It's amazing you can see that. So
it's really beautiful.
Each little layer would have been just more water washing just a little bit more in,
Yep.
a little bit more in.
Yep. And it's just getting deposited at different times. And you can tell how fast the water was going and the direction by those little laminations.
That was so cool. And so this channel would have washed this tuff in, and then all of the dirt and dead animals and things that accumulated on top of it would have been more recent in time, right?
That is correct.
And the stuff that those fossils we found below it the other day would be, since they're below it, they would be older.
Yes. And that's the biggest reason why we look for these tuffs, is because we can constrain time and you guys can figure out how old your fossils are.
Yeah, because it doesn't do us any good to find fossils if we don't know if they're 1 million or 2 million or 3 million years old.
Exactly.
And we need you guys because we need to put together the order of the changes that happened through evolutionary time.
Yeah.
And so we can't do our work without you guys, geologists.
Yeah, they call it a panga here in Kenya.
So why are you pangaing rocks?
Well, it's really good to see, like I was showing you before, the different layers, the different laminations.
And that's what you're looking at just there.
There, I'm actually trying to,
You're tasting it?
I'm tasting it to see if it is silt or if it's a tuff, because sometimes it's hard to tell. And in that case, that was a silt because it was like gritty when I tasted it.
So you use all the tools to figure it out.
Yes, we have our spidey senses.
And oh my gosh, I thought you were gonna fall when you go up here.
That stuff is really slippery. So, you know, I also use my panga as a walking stick.
I can't believe the places you guys have to find, you geologists have to climb
It's really fun. I love it.
I bet it's super fun.
It's like science and hiking.
It'd be a great job. Because we want to know what the environment was like when our ancestors were living here. Would they have been by a lake or a river? What would life have been like?
Right, that's the whole point, right? Without context, you really don't know anything except that this bone that you found belonged to something that lived a long time ago. We tell you what it was like long ago just by looking at the geology. Which
is pretty amazing. You know, people have an idea that the fossils are the important thing.
Rather than looking at an environment, we're kind of like looking through time. So right here, we're looking at about 2.5 million years ago.